All right, to create your skimmer, you're gonna need a ruler, a pencil, some scissors, some tape, and a cereal box. I cut mine in half just so it's a little bit easier. The first part of your skimmer is going to be the main body. The main body is going to be 11 inches long by 4 inches wide. So I'm going to start in the corner here because that gives me a straight edge to start with. So I'm going to start in this corner and I'm going to measure 11 inches right here, and I'll put a little mark. And then 4 inches wide. I'm going to measure 4 inches on that straight edge on the bottom. I'll put a mark there. And then another 4 inches on the top. And mark that as well. So to get a straight line, I just have to line up those two little marks. And then draw a straight line against my ruler. Holding the ruler down with one hand, drawing with the other. Lining up the 4 inch lines too. So now I have an 11 by 4 square. Now I need to add in my folding lines. So my folding lines are 1/2 inch from the edge. So the 1/2 inch is the big line between the 0 and the 1 on your ruler. So I'm going to mark 1/2 inch from this edge right here. And another 1/2 inch towards the bottom. Another mark there. And I'm going to line up my ruler on those two marks that I just created that are 1/2 inch away from the edge towards the inside. And I'm going to make a dashed or dotted line. I'm doing that so I know that I have to fold on those lines, not cut. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So moving towards the inside, I'm going to make a mark at 1/2 inch. And another mark at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to line up my ruler on those two marks and create another dashed line. Because I know I'm going to fold on that line, not cut. The last thing I need to do for my main body is create a little flap. So that's where I'm going to put my air fins. So from the bottom, I'm going to mark 3 inches. So 3 inches. And I'm going to draw a line across as 3 inches. So this is also going to be folded. And then these lines right here are going to be cut. And that's where the fins are going to go. Just a little slit, and I'll show you that later. All right, main body is complete. So I'm going to create 2 fins that are going to go on the side of my skimmer. So I'm going to use this straight edge again, the fold of the cereal box to start. And I'm going to mark 3 inches. It's going to be 3 inches tall. So 3 inches. Going up and down vertically. And again, 3 inches using this straight edge right here. Horizontally. The next thing I'm going to do is create the shape to this. So I'm going to create 1/2 inch on the top. So I'm going to go 1/2 inch and then another 1/2 inch here, going up vertically. And all I'm going to do is connect these 2 lines. So I don't need to really measure this. I'm just going to connect this line right here which is 1/2 inch. Make sure that I measure correctly. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. And just connect those two lines to get the shape of my pin. All right, then I'll create another one right next to it. So 3 inches vertically, 3 inches across, horizontally, and then 1/2 inch mark. That's that big line between the 0 and the 1. And that's going horizontally. And then the one towards the bottom is going vertically. And all I need to do to finish is connect these two lines. So from here to the top, hold down my ruler, so I have a straight line and connect. The last piece is the air fin, air scoop. The last piece is the air scoop. So you're gonna start out with a square that's 3 inches by 3 inches. Make sure you have enough room so you don't have to redo anything. So I'm gonna start out with this square that's 3 inches. You need at least 1/2 inch on each side. So perfect square, all sides are exactly 3 inches. Try to get them as straight as possible. All right, so now that I have my square, I'm gonna add on the additional part to make it kind of like a trapezoid. So I'm gonna add 1/4 inch to the top and 1/2 inch to the bottom. 1/4 inch is the line that's between the 0 and 1/2 inch. So between the 0 and 1/2 inch, I'm gonna draw a line on the top on both sides. And I'm gonna draw 1/2 inch line on the bottom of this square. And then all I do is connect those lines. And this is going to go underneath my skimmer. These are going to be folding lines, and I just cut all around. Now to put it together. Everything cut, I need to fold it and put it together. Just remember when you're cutting, do not cut on your fold lines. Cut on the outside of all your pieces. I find the easiest way to fold these pieces is to hold my ruler down on the line that I'm going to fold and slowly bend it so it makes a right angle. Just bend it a little bit at a time so you get that nice, crisp right angle. And then fold it over and do the same thing on the other side. Just a little bit at a time. You don't want to rip it. Use the edge of your ruler. And you get a nice, crisp right angle. You're going to do the same thing on your ear scoop. So hold that on that fold line. And make it a little bit smaller so it's a little bit easier. And fold it right over. The last thing that I need to do is to cut these little slits right here to put my fins. So I'm just going to cut until that line that I created. That's it. And when I want to, I can bend it up just a little, but I don't have to. Now to put it all together. Your ear scoop goes on the front of your skimmer. The smaller end of your air scoop goes towards the front. And you can glue that in or tape it on. It's up to you. I'm just going to use a little bit of tape to tape it in place. Both sides. When the air scoop is in place, you want it to be flush with the front of the skimmer. Then your fins go on either side of your skimmer. So you can put it on the outside or the inside. It's just your personal preference. I'll put it on the inside, tape it down. A little bit of tape to keep it in place. And if you want to decorate your skimmer when you're done, you're more than welcome to. If you want to name it, you can do that too. Voila, I have a skimmer ready to race.